Alright, we're back. It's been a while. It's almost evening time now. But I'm on the same chart here. And what I want to draw your attention to is the Lego Man stack. Here's where the Legos are glued together right here. You see how you could just snap right in there? You ever do that with Legos? Like you don't get a full snap, you just get a partial snap on two of the things. So that's not going to be the permanent name of that stack. What it is it's the open string, which is fret nut, okay, fret nut, capo, pentatonic stack, no fourths, no sevenths. And if you start this from any of these members and follow this pattern by and also go through the warp at this point right here. Let's just digress for a minute and draw the warp line. This is the warp line. It's too thick though. It's too thick. Will it go thin? It didn't go thin. Different software does different things. There's the warp line. I need it thin enough. That's warp line. That means that these four notes, if you will, below that line, so that let's say this R, this is the lowest note on the guitar. The lowest note on your guitar would be an E note. On mine, since I'm down tuned even further, it's a C. For you, it would be an E, normal tuning, unless you're tuned to me. Okay, that is the lowest note. It's important to understand that so we can refer to the string number up here. I call this string 1, string 2, string 3, string 4, string 5. The warp line is in between the tuning difference. The tuning difference of a half a step is in between the two strings, which would be in between the G string and the B string. Okay, so the G, if the G is the fifth, okay, instead of going, if you want to go up a perfect fourth from the fifth, you have to go over one. Whereas usually the R, the root would be directly above the fifth. So that's the warp line. So any of these patterns at any point when you start any number of these patterns, you say you're starting from the left hand number here, from any one of these strings, then you have to respect the warp, and you also have to respect the size of the keyboard here, because you're limited. So if I start 5, 6, I want to start 5, 6 right here. 5, 6, what's going to happen? Okay, 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5 long. 5, 6, root 2, nothing. If I want to get, it's not there. No string, no sound. If I want to get to 3, 5, I have to go up another whole step, and that makes sense because we're in a pentatonic diagram here. So it's just root 2, 3. Oh, actually, this is diatonic. We got all the notes here, so we can discuss them. But it would be root 2, 3, and then from 3, skipping that fourth, 5. There's your whole note on the same string, as opposed to being over on this side. Now remember, the interval between this 2 and this 3 is a whole note. Let's derive that. We'll start with a perfect fourth, 2 to 5. Okay, a major third would be from the second, let's say we're in the key of C, so that would be a D, to F sharp, which is 4 sharp. That would be a major third. A minor third is 2 boxes over and up 1 string. So it's plus a fourth minus a second. Okay, that's a minor third, because you go up a fourth and you subtract the whole step and you're at a minor third. And then from 2 to 3 is a whole step, which is simply a half step below a minor third. So we take the pattern. This pattern will work anywhere. So if I want to start down here, I can start root down here at the lowest possible note, even on my guitar, which would be a C. On yours, if the fret nut's here, it'd be an E. But I'm just going to do it over here on the C here. So let's say you're starting from root, so it's going to go root 2, and it's going to go, but we have to start that root here. We can't start from any root. Okay, that's something I guess we have to realize about the pattern. If you're going to start from this root and do this guy here, that's like starting from one of these roots here and then going out. We can't do that if we're on the capo. So we have to start from the root here. Anytime you start from a D, A, or an E shape, you're going to want to be starting from, let's say, the root there, or the root from the second string. Same part of the pattern. It's going to be a long pattern. It's going to be an S3XL. Okay, so starting from the root, but still we could play any of these patterns starting from. We could call the fourth the bottom note. So C is the fourth of what? C is the fourth of G. So if I start on the fourth member here, okay. Matter of fact, it's not in here because we're doing pentatonic. So let's not worry about that right now. I'm going to start on the R, on the C. Got a warp now. So it warped it into a D shape. Okay, a D shaped C because we were on the C. Alright, so that's how this goes. This pattern works. Now if I'm up here, let's say I'm up here, say I'm on the G. Okay, that's actually a dominant fifth. So anytime you're like lifting the chord off but keeping the bar, you're going down a whole step to almost a major. That right there makes what you're playing a dominant fifth. So let's say G, the color G is the fifth. We're saying the key is C here. Alright, arbitrary. I'm just playing from somewhere. We'll choose somewhere here. So on this fifth, I've got all this underneath here, right, towards the fret. I've got all this way down here. I don't need this pattern right here. Okay? I can use this pattern. Alright? The barred pattern. Now this is the barred pattern that includes the sevenths and the fourths. Okay, this is the open capo pattern that includes the sevenths and the fourths. This is the pentatonic. So from the fifth, starting on the 5, it'd just be straight up like a regular, what, 5, 6, R2. That's the top part of this guy here, 5, 6, R2. Then we're going to go into a 3, 5, because 2 goes to the 3. 2, 5, 6, R. Now the warp. Oh, okay. The pattern from the 6, the pattern would normally have the 2 right above it. Okay. The reason why I made that mistake is because I've been playing diatonics for the last 6 months. Adding in the entire scale.